Yo, what's up, y'all? So today we're talking about the Roland TR-707. I'm going to show you all the little things that I know about this, which isn't very much. We just get up and run in sync to do loops, patterns, and off we go, right? It's a super cool unit. Do check it out. We're going to look on Reverb. What can you find these things for right now? I just did a little search and sorted by price. Let's see. So we're coming in at 569, 570, 599, 600. So for 600 and under, that's pretty dope. Because let me tell you, I have been really surprised by the TR-707. It's way more fun than I thought it would be, right? So here's kind of what I do with it, I guess, which, isn't a ton. But so the first thing that needs to happen, what I'm gonna cover today is we're gonna set up a pattern, and then I'm gonna show you what we do in Ableton to make Ableton send some clock to this, which clock is this, like a MIDI data. And when a DAW sends clock out to a device such as this TR-707, it tells it start playing or stop playing. So that's what we do with this. There's not much more really that you can do remote wise with a 707 other than just start it and stop it. This is 1985, which is super cool because that means somebody opened this bad boy up in 1985 and rocked out like this was the coolest thing ever, like this thing right here. So I vibe off of that stuff all day long. That's why I have all this old gear around. And for the sounds in this are fantastic, as you're about to hear. I mean, it's classic stuff. And there's something to, I don't know, maybe it's the analog-ish nature of, coming out of a real thing, whatever. But let's get into pattern mode here and play a pattern. This is the first pattern that I made when this came in. Because, like I said, I set it on the desk. I wasn't super pumped, but it's all I've used since I set it there when it comes to just sitting around and jamming out on loops or whatever. So you got 16 patterns. I just changed to pattern 2 right there, obviously. You can see this is the step light running across. It's counting out all 16 steps. And it's running at that tempo. This screen is mostly for me used for the tempo, and also right where the tempo is, as you'll see, that's where we set our sync state, and then the track and pattern, just to let you know what mode you're on. Above that, this is, it's fodder. It shows you what you have programmed. I guess it's good if you're jamming live and you have a bunch of patterns. But in any event, so to make a pattern happen, and stuff like this can always be confusing. But once you do it a bunch of times, it's no big deal. Now, in this case, stop the thing for sure. Then you're going to go up here where your pattern play buttons are. Hold shift and do pattern. So now it says step right. Now we're good to go. We can start it playing again. So we were already in something. We're in pattern 1. So we're seeing kick, 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 right? Cool. So okay, but wait, let's put it back in pattern mode, put it in an empty pattern. So now we'll go shift, step right, start it again. Whoa, there's a pattern in that one. Oops, let's try that again. We'll go pattern mode, put it back in pattern 10. Let's try just starting it. So there we go, that's blank. So we're gonna stop it, put it into step right, start it. Now we have our lights. Now we use this instrument button, hold it, select your instrument. You got a kick. Nice. Same thing, we can do instrument, do hi-hat, and add those in. And you get the idea. So we don't need to take all day doing that. But so that stuff's easy enough. So you got a pattern loaded up. We'll go to pattern 5. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And so you got something loaded up. You're ready to go. What now? Well, over in Ableton, here's what we're going to do. Over in Ableton, we have a MIDI channel for this, of course. We have an audio channel for this. This is my audio channel right here. We seem to have lost our little Obsbot. Positioning. That's better, Obsbot. Might we zoom you a tad, Obsbot? Thank you. But you can see here is my audio tracks for the 707 and a MIDI track as well. The MIDI track just sends out to the MIDI cable plugged into there, which comes out of my interface. And so that's what's set there. And, you know, boom, good as gold. So how do we make it talk? First of all, let's do clock. Go into the settings. I'm going to have to use my mouse. You have input. So on the link tempo MIDI tab, you have your input ports listed, then output. We want to go to the output ports here. Look for the sync check on your output port going to your device, which for us is 5. It's checked. Cool. We also have track checked because with that stuff checked, now we can go to the TR-7, put it in track mode, and we should be able to now, if our MIDI channel is enabled. So now over here in Ableton, I can use my MIDI channel, boom, send it out the appropriate thing, and with the TR-707 set like that, nice, nice. And so now I can use this MIDI keyboard right here. So you have all the options, kind of. If you want to run loops out of that, put a loop in your cell, it's going to run right back to the TR-707. Like, how easy and cool. So what else do I know about this thing? That's kind of about it. You set up a pattern, you either run from clock, or you run from MIDI, or you just are jamming and you mess with things. All your volumes are up here, tactile per sound, so that's super cool too. In your tempo. Now, accent, like I look at that and I think that's where I'm going next, right? You can accent these beats and start to make the beats better, a little more interesting, and I'm definitely going to get into that probably next. But anyways, that's the TR-707. Watch for more videos on this because there's so much more for me to learn about it, and it's going to be fun. You can come along. I'm Andy. This is Tactile Audio. Cheers.